Hi boys and girls, I'm going to try doing this lesson. It didn't work earlier, so we'll try again. I was asking with this picture, what fractional parts do you think each piece is? If you think of the whole as being a circle, because I can see the curved sides of the shape, if I have my whole as a circle, can you tell me what fraction this piece would be out of a whole circle? Well, if I cut the circle up into 2 equal parts, and this is just one of them, then this would be 1/2. You're right. What about this one here? When you look at the half piece and you look at this piece, what does it make you think that fraction could be? Do you see a relationship between this one and the half? Well, if I cut that in half, that means I cut it into 2 equal parts. That's the same as this piece. So that's 1 part, but now I would have how many parts in my whole circle? I'd have 4 parts, so this would be 1/4. Does that make sense? What about this one here? If I look at that one, how many parts do you think I would need if I had a whole circle there? If they were all cut up into the same size, I would need to have 3 parts. So what would this piece be called? It would be 1 piece out of 3, which is called 1/3. I'm just going to type this over a little bit. It's hard to see it. This one was cut into 2 equal pieces, and we're talking about one of those pieces, so that's called 1/2. This one, if I cut a circle up into 4 equal parts and I just talk about one of those 4 parts, that would be called 1/4. So that would be the fraction for that one. And if I cut a circle into 3 equal parts and I talk about just one of those 3 parts, then it would be called 1/3. Good for you, everybody. Now look at these other ones. Look at the relationship between this one. What other one does it look like it's part of? If you cut one of those pieces in half, which part would it probably end up being with this size? It's a little bit hard to tell, and when I use them virtually, it's a little bit easier to see it. But this one is 1 part out of 8 equal parts. And when I look at this smallest piece, I wonder what that one could be. If I look at the size of the pieces and then I look at the fraction that it's called, what do you notice? I have 1/2, then I have 1/3, I have 1/4, I have 1/8. What is happening to the sizes of the pie? As my denominator, that number in the bottom, is getting bigger. Here we go. That makes more sense. As the denominator gets bigger. So the number of pieces is increasing. What happens to the size of the fraction as the denominator gets bigger? I'm going from 2 to 3 to 4 to 8. So what might the denominator of that smallest one be? Does anybody have a guess?